Hey, Brother Taalik, I saw you called. I was returning your call. I'm halfway through the video you and Sister Noble made a little while ago. I love you guys. You guys make a beautiful couple. I love this, man. I just had to say that. I hope you guys are having fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Tell her Karen that she's never met said hello. I love her videos. Let her know I'm subscribed. I've been to her website. Such great content. Blessings to both of you. Take care. I hope you guys have fun. All right. Bye-bye.
I want to start my own. The brother got on my website today and said we need a Pan-African channel. I totally agree. I was working on starting my own video streaming page where you can just load all your videos up there. No time, no censorship. Because if you notice on my website now, it's limited to 100 megabytes. Due to the servers, due to the carrier, the videos can only be no more than 100 megabytes. I'm tired of YouTube. Too many times they're destroying our pages. They don't want to see this movement grow on YouTube. You see some of my videos and you look at them and they like got 10 views, 20 views. That's not because, and then people will look at that and they'll make them think, oh, he's not getting the views. No, I have so many YouTube pages destroyed that they don't want to see me effectively and successfully build up this momentum and stream of people watching my videos. I'm just as big as the bigger people on YouTube, but you cannot see it because they make it that way by constantly destroying my pages to destroy the momentum that I am building up on YouTube. So it's not going to work on YouTube. You all see how long I've been on YouTube. No one has been more resilient, pushing more harder on YouTube than I have. Like I must add, Brother Angel Snubnub 7, Brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Many of you all have not heard of him, and it's a reason for that you haven't heard of brothers like that who's coming with a profound message. Every day this brother does like an hour dissertation on YouTube, but no one's hearing him. His message is not getting out. Powerful message, more powerful than most messages that are out there. Very real, very radical, very sincere, very diligent, very consistent, and very little hypocrisy in what he speaks. At least he's true and sincere about what he's talking about. He's not doing it for money, selling no projects, selling no products, trying to do lectures. He's actually coming on there, offering some critical thought and critical analysis every day consistently, but most people have not heard of him. Not because he's lazy. I see him. He got thousands of YouTube pages. I see him constantly putting out videos, but you haven't heard of him. That's by design. That's by design of white supremacy. That's because you all want to hear the popular message and not the real and raw message. And YouTube makes sure of that. They make sure that they can constantly stomp out your Messiah. They let the Messiah get further enough just for you to hear who the Messiahs are. And as soon as you hear them, bam, they cut off. Damn, job well done. So we have to create our own sites.
Greetings. I'm Tangelica Cox. I have the pleasure of speaking with Taalik Ibn'rad, and he has a movement / ministry by the name of the Reality Temple on Earth, and I had the pleasure of speaking with him for several hours today, and I think it's only fair that I do a reaction video to the conversation. And the conversation was on various topics, which was basically centered around African quote-unquote consciousness. And he was a real deep brother, very down to earth, very approachable. He didn't carry himself like a know-it-all. Someone you could talk to and really listen to you. It was such an honor to finally meet somebody over the internet that has an ear to listen, and not only an ear to listen, but will take full action on what they stand for. And I appreciated having that conversation with you, and I do look forward to working with you.
Hey, Uma! Not to be popular. It's just I'm inspired by my brother, that Reality Temple's brother, the most powerful voice on the internet, that Reality Angel Snubbing Up 7. That's right, brother. I'm calling you out, brother. I'm building you. I'm putting you out there, brother. I'm shouting you out. That's my inspiration.
We want to make sure that we're not just working to be first, but we're working to be right. A lot of times there are situations when things are just happening so fast. It's always important to be fast, but we always want to be right.
My name is Myron. They call me SNIFFY. My name Myron Johnson. They call me SNIFFY. They call me SNIFFY. My cousin is Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm here to give y'all a message. Y'all better leave my cousin alone. That's what y'all better do. My cousin Umar doing good work for y'all. Y'all some stupid ass niggas, man. Y'all ain't giving the man no money.
But when you have laws and things on paper that say if you do this, we're going to punish you by incarcerating you, and you break them and you're dumb enough to get caught, then you're just dumb.
All right. Shout out to Reality's Temple in the building. Well, just for myself, I got to get him on here, man. You talk about somebody polarizing. Whoa. That brother is I'll leave that alone. Shout out to the brother though, Justin.
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
I stand for nature. I stand for anything that is right. I'm pro-righteous, not pro-black. I am pro-righteous and not pro-black. So do your thing.
Hey, my brother, you know I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person finally. That was just like amazing.
We're talking about not falling into the teacher trap, not falling into the website trap. So today, what teachers can you learn from? We just told you that the Akawu tells you that we're all a great teacher at the same time. So who are you going to learn from? You're going to learn from brothers like Sa-Neter. You're going to learn the positives and negatives from brothers like Sa-Neter. You're going to learn the positives and negatives of people like Brother Polite. The positives and negatives of people like Sarah Sutanseti. You're going to learn from Maurice Muhammad, Taalik Ibn'rad. You're going to learn from Netterket. You're going to learn, you definitely going to learn from King Noble. You definitely going to learn a little something from Brother Daku.
I'm Derek Grayson, and our country is in a fight for its soul. That's because I'll not only help Georgia, I'll help every American patriot in giving them a chance to live the American dream.
Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Speak your mind and change will follow. Now's the time, make your tomorrow.
It's your right to vote. Please don't let it slip away. Don't let the few rule the many.
Rock the vote.
Justice League. We are facing an existential threat to the planet. Our only option is to destroy Darkseid. Bow before me.
global war means everyone on the planet is at risk.
You're gullible fools. Darkseid is playing you.
The humans earned their fate.
I know you hate me, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't necessary.
I'm completely on your side now.
No more planning. Just do it.
We can't quit. The Justice League doesn't quit.
Fire went off. Malcolm's death never sat right with me.
The investigation was a failure.
Asking who's guilty is a dangerous question to ask.
What is the real story?
It's in the history book. Leave it there. Leave it alone.
Elijah Muhammad told everybody, do not raise a hand against Malcolm X.
He didn't have to give the order. Someone would take care of it.
The FBI should have known.
Why doesn't someone want to get to the bottom of this?
They never had any intentions of seriously investigating that assassination.
That is my mission. I'm not going to stop until I get justice. Because the official count of who killed Malcolm X, it's not true.
Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some truth in it.
What's going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, GeoFlux. I'm in here in the backyard. Today, I'm just gonna, this is kind of be a little bit of everywhere, but just gonna talk about a few different points. You see the shirt, black privilege. You see what's going on, black power. You see what I'm talking about, Black Lives Matter. What we have to discuss, you know, I know people, a lot of us are in denial about the obvious, but some of the things that has to be discussed is, number one, a lot of your so-called non-black friends are not your friends. I'm just going to put that out there like I pretty much have been saying for over a year. A lot of your non-black friends are not your friends. And it's time for y'all to recognize that. Because at the end of the day, if your so-called friends are not checking in on you with everything that's going on right now, they're not also discussing how white supremacy is wrong, racism is wrong, police brutality is wrong, Black Lives Matter, people shouldn't be getting discriminated against and harassed because of their skin complexion, their race and ethnicity. If they're not talking about things like that, and they're not even, you know, posting about it on their social media, they're not even having any type of conversations about it, that's not your friend. You know, that's not your friend. And a lot of people need to just wake up and realize a lot of your so-called, your colleagues and your co-workers and the people that you went to school with and the folks that, you know, 2-3 months ago, you was, you know, going to the bar with, those are not your friends. And a lot of y'all are waking up and realizing that, and you're shocked and you're surprised. Again, privilege is embedded in racism. Privilege is embedded in white supremacy. Folks literally think that, you know, because of their privilege, they don't have to participate, they don't have to address what's going on, and then on top of that, it doesn't technically affect them, so they really don't care. This is why it's so easy for people to act like this isn't happening. You know, and I also want to bring this up. Isn't it strange how the police, they have money and resources for full riot gear, and they got on shields, batons, tear gas, rubber bullets, all kinds of shit. They got all the money for that, but they don't have money for the nurses and doctors and CNAs and medical assistants and people working at the gas station and at these fast food restaurants and everywhere else. They don't have money for us to have PPE equipment so you can have the correct N95 mask to protect you and others from catching coronavirus, but they got all the money to put into fucking riot shields and you know, and riot gear, but they don't have money for people to have the correct N95 mask and other PPE equipment so they don't have to worry about contracting coronavirus, COVID-19, when they're at work. But we have money for the military, we have money for the police to turn around and kill and slaughter people every damn day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If you wake up and see what's going on, you have a president who has been inciting violence against the people since day one. You have a government that has been doing the same thing since day one. You're talking about a country, literally, you're talking about a country that has been at war 90% of its existence. You want to talk about gaslighting? You know how I'm always talking about toxic relationships, abusive relationships? You know how I'm always addressing that? Okay. This is literally the same situation. We can take narcissism from individual situations and these badass family style relationships and love relationships, but we can also look at how this is at a bigger scam with society. All this country does is sit up and gaslight folks left and right, gonna tell you violence is not the answer. In the meantime, what the fuck is a war, bro? This country has been at war for 90% of its existence. You are violence. You are a terrorist. You go into other people's countries every single day, week, month, year, decade, century. You in people's countries non-stop killing, slaughtering, dropping drones, dropping bombs, and then you keep lying and telling people you're fighting for freedoms when you're not. Okay? Oh, don't use violence is not the answer. Right. In the meantime, then if violence isn't the answer, then why the fuck do you have police in the first place? Why do you have a military in the first place? Violence isn't the answer, yet George Floyd died because of violence. The police murdered and slaughtered him on video. So miss me with the bullshit. Okay, miss me with that. And that's what's a continued thing. We're constantly being gaslighted and manipulated, and then they want to sit up here and portray people who have been abused for centuries as being aggressive and violent. When, bitch, you keep taking and taking and taking. You keep killing and killing and killing and literally leaving people without resources. Let me put this out here, right? Ain't it strange that, no, I'm not gonna say ain't strange. It's more like, Here is blatantly in your face. They can sit up here and have curfews, right? Curfews for because they don't want people to protest, right? But they couldn't implement curfews 3 months ago as a nationwide curfew to protect you from coronavirus and COVID-19. They couldn't do that though, right? Okay. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see the double standards? Do you see that it is blatant obvious that this country does not care about you and does not care about your family and well-being? But yet they expect you to work. That's another thing. They can open up. Think about this. They can prematurely, and let's make sure we use words correctly. They can prematurely open up the country. You got COVID-19 cases skyrocketing in Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all these places that really didn't have no real stay-at-home orders, no way. And then now, as we see the little stay-at-home requirements that they had, and I say little because they didn't really have them, because people in Texas have been getting their haircuts. Okay, people in Florida have been getting their haircuts. I'm just being real. People going to the gym. Like I said, so the little fake stay-at-home orders that some of these red states had, they have all been pushed away. And in the meantime, here they are. We're worried about society and people's lives, and right. But I'm gonna tell you to go and go to the gym, get your hair cut. You know, I'm not gonna pay you a living wage. That's another thing. Everybody keep talking about the looting. Oh, the looting! They're destroying the buildings. They're stealing merchandise. They're stealing products and goods. Okay, this is where I'm about to get you, right? You worried about buildings over people's lives. On top of the fact that all of us have been paying taxes and we're constantly working and working and working for these companies and businesses that refuse to pay us living wages. So who cares if their stores get destroyed? Who cares if people steal that shit? Because once again, here we are in a global pandemic, on top of the fact that over 30 million people are unemployed. I think it's more closely to 40 million at this point are unemployed. And if we're really being factual, roughly 140 million people in this country are living in fucking poverty. They're literally living paycheck to paycheck. So even before the damn pandemic, there was a lot of economic and race issues going on here, because, you know, this is how this country was literally founded. I mean, let's be honest. You murdered and slaughtered the people, the indigenous Native American people that were already here. Then you came into other continents, other countries, and enslaved people and forced them over here in bondage. So again, this country was started on oppression. So it's just just ridiculous when folks talk about how violence isn't the answer and we can do other things and, oh, you shouldn't loot. Okay, people shouldn't loot. Then what the hell was the Boston Tea Party when you had all these white men who literally destroyed tea to prove a point to the British? What was that? And, oh, we shouldn't loot. Okay, we shouldn't loot. What the hell was Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they set up there and destroyed an entire town because black people were making money and were self-sufficient? And you set up here and destroyed an entire town and killed thousands of people, hell, millions of people, if we're really being honest. Okay, over a course of, 400 plus years. You've been doing this consecutively. It's okay when white people want to riot and protest and loot. It's okay when they do shit. But then when black people do it, when people of color do it, oh no, you're destroying homes. How dare you? Oh my God, you guys are aggressive and violent. How dare you? Okay, and then let's talk about how racism and privilege works as well. First of all, I can name so many, but let's go back to Dylan Ruff. Okay, 2015, this white supremacist went into a church and murdered people at a church. Now, Did the police kill him? Did the police put their knee and kneel on his neck? No. Did they shoot him down? No. Instead, he was calmly arrested and taken to fucking Burger King after murdering people at a church. Murdering black people at a church. Okay, let's go to other folks. Let's talk about the Aurora, Colorado. Another white man goes into a movie theater and shoots and kills people. Once again, is he choked out? Is he shot? Is he beaten? Is he tased? No. He's another one. Calmly apprehended after going into a movie theater and killing people. Yet, black folks, unarmed, complying, already arrested, already subdued, complying, and being murdered. So, miss me with that shit. It's time to call people out on their bullshit. And it's time to defend ourselves. And I'm going to say this. Go and get you some guns. Get you some guns, get you some weapons, get you some ammunition. Learn how to operate those weapons, those guns. Learn how to clean your gun as well. Do what you have to do to defend yourself. And that's real. Because when it's all said and done, you know you can't call the police. Because that's another thing. We done had incidents where, and I'm not trying to go in on black women, but I'm just putting this out there. We done had incidents where black women have called the police on their children because there was some mental illnesses and they were thinking by calling the police would come in and de-escalate the issue. No. What was this, a couple of years back? I want to say, I forget what year, but it was definitely in the last 5 to 6 years. A black woman, she called the police, and the police came and shot and killed her son. And then recently, as in last week, in Toronto, Canada, which is another example of white supremacy and racism, is a global issue. It is not just in America. But once again, they called the police because their loved one, a black woman, was having some mental health disturbances. They called the police, and the police came and literally threw her off the fucking balcony, and she died. So again, stop calling the police. They ain't your friends. They're not here to help you. They can't de-escalate. Okay, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't care. Isn't it amazing? When it comes to us, they don't care. But then they can sit up here and take a damn mass murderer to fucking Burger King after killing a bunch of people at a church. Okay? This goes on and on and on and on. So if you need further proof that, hey, you stop calling the police for dumb shit. First of all, why are you calling the police? That's another thing. I talked to my granny about this. You know, oftentimes in the black community, a lot of the older blacks, or a lot of the, let's just call it for what it is, the privileged blacks who, you know, oops, sorry, Merce. The privileged blacks who have money and wealth. This is why you can talk about racism, but you also have to talk about classism. These are the same folks that will call the police on other people that look just like them because they have their music on. Their music is too loud. Or they're having a barbecue in the front yard. You'd be surprised. You have stepping fetching niggas that will do this. Anyways, they're doing a celebration for one of our neighbors who's graduating. So, I'm about to get off.
I'm good to me. Treat myself right. The diet coke. With the real cola taste. And 1 calorie. I can enjoy and feel good about me. Treat yourself right. Diet
Free your mind. Some understanding about the kind of folks I'm getting at, but let me lay some foundation first. clear path to what I need to get to. The people I'm getting at, they're like the people we've heard about who join these search teams to find somebody who's missing, even though they're the ones who murdered the person and hid them, searching harder than anybody else on the team, leading detectives, giving them clues and ideas. They'd be outstanding witnesses in helping crack the case, even though they did it. You hear our Black Power people on the case these days, exposing Black Lives Matter and Antifa and George Soros. But anytime anything happens, they're the first ones to point out who did it and who's responsible. But it's never their fault. They're the lead detectives on all matters, just like they are today. They know everything. I'm talking about all these people who parade themselves around as if they're for black empowerment. And you're jealous of groups like Black Lives Matter and these other people, places, and things that speak our language. Y'all are incredible hope green within me.
Miss, he needs toothpicks. Could you help him and get him some toothpicks? Thank you very much. Let me check. Sorry about the toothpicks.
82, 82, 82.
82 what, right? How much is this?
Toothpicks.
It's a lot more than 82 toothpicks, right?
But 246 total.
Change.
Remember the Rain Man? I've used this example before, but remember the Rain Man. He was what's called an idiot savant. You saw him count those matches instantly. He knew exactly how many matches spilled on the floor. There's different kinds of idiot savants, but that kind is good at complicated math. And remember when his brother took him to the doctor?
I read about this. I want to try something here.
Kmart 400 Oak Street.
What'd I tell you after this? After this.
Do you know how much 312 times 123 is?
38376.
He's right. What? He's right. He's right? Yeah.
Ray, how much is 4,343 times 1,234?
5359262.
He's a genius. He's
right.
Good at complicated things. These are the kind of people I'm going to be getting at. Remember when the doctor asked Rain Man the other questions?
Man, that is amazing. He should work for NASA or something like that.
If you had $1 and you spent 50 cents, how much money would you have left?
About 70.
70 cents?
70 cents.
So much for the NASA idea.
Ray, do you know how much a candy bar costs?
About $100.
$100, huh?
Yeah.
You know how much one of those new compact cars costs?
About $100.
About $100. That's the idiot in the savant. They cannot grasp the most basic of things. And this is our make-believe black empowerment people.
That's beautiful.
Of course, I'm an excellent driver.
Well, we'll have to let you drive sometime.
Raymond! You never touch the steering wheel when I'm driving. Do you hear me?
Incompetent are these black first, black only people, but they talk and act like they belong behind the steering wheel of black people's future. And when I say incompetent, because I have a point to make, I'm pretending that I don't know that they're devils up to no good and who works for J. Edgar Hoover to help make sure that no actual revolution takes place. I'll get back to the savant thing later. But you mean to tell me, with all these Asian-ran businesses in the hood, that they can speak our language, but y'all can't? Where's y'all stuff at? Because you mean to tell me that Walmart and Cadillac can speak our language, but y'all can't? You mean to tell me that the black pastors can gather millions every single Sunday, but y'all can't? That's what you're telling me. Where is y'all's production for us like these other people deliver to us? You're complaining about how you believe that Black Lives Matter and Antifa are stealing the black movement out of our hands. But I say that this is happening on y'all's watch. So of what use are you people to us? Oh, I know. You're here to tell us who did it. But you mean to tell me that George Soros can speak our language, but y'all can't? Where's y'all's black power version of a George Soros? See what happened? Wait. See, we've been trying to come. Well, I know. Y'all got all kind of excuses. You have a problem with these other people, places, and things that speak our language, while y'all won't. Where's your black first version of a George Soros? Let me show you. And this is what makes y'all the devil and the offspring of J. Edgar Hoover.
When you're out there, parents, they really do support me. Our people, they really do support me. Our elders, they really do support me. I just got a text from a professional NFL athlete, a superstar, whose name I'm not going to call, who just shouted me out and said, hey, I follow your work, keep doing what you're doing, you changed the way I think. I heard from an NBA athlete last week, many of our multi-platinum selling artists, they reach out to me, they text. They can't publicly be seen with me per se, but they're supporters of my work.
That's why y'all can't get a George Soros to help you manifest your black empowerment, where y'all are closing wealth gaps and creating industry and eradicating oppression. You're reckless and incompetent. But they won't associate with Umar publicly because he's like y'all, reckless and incompetent. Y'all would be a big liability to these people.
You know, for the ADOS conference, Antonio said this at the conference. We invited every presidential candidate. To her credit, shout out, Marion Williamson came. It was wonderful. Nobody else came. Now, I saw Elizabeth Warren with the Native Americans, and there was only a few of them, and no shade to y'all, but you came. I've seen these candidates everywhere doing everything with everybody. We planned this thing out a very long time ago. Now, a lot of y'all, we talk back and forth, and y'all kind of act like y'all was coming, and then you didn't come. You wasted a lot of my time. Wasted a lot of Antonio's time. We were going back and forth with you, asking us, like, what's the setting going to look like? Is you going to take questions? Is it going to be Q&A? Is it going to be, they going to make a speech? We went back a lot, back and forth, and then you just didn't come. Okay.
Same thing with Yvette and the rest of y'all. No, they're not going to show up, Yvette, because y'all attack them and everything else. That's what y'all do. You black power people barricade yourselves off from everything you claim to want. Isolationists you are. Now let me show you why J. Edgar Hoover is your father and Lady Liberty is your mother. Y'all are their offspring, not ours.
And when I tried to put in a plan there for black folk, they said it was racist for me to try to help black folk. They said, yes, Dr. Anderson, we admit in this town that we have an Asian town, a China town, a Pole town, a hockey town, a Cork town, a Mexican town, and a Greek town, but it's racist for you to try to do something for black folk, to build a black town. And guess what the black leadership said? They sure is right. And if you want to find out if I'm telling a lie or not, you got blacks sitting right in this auditorium that was there. You got right here on the front row, 2 here, you got Rosie Milligan that was there and spoke in Detroit. And I had over 1,000 blacks come across America and say, we will move and relocate our business to Detroit to build a black community, a black business district. We'll move our businesses into Detroit. Over 1,000 of them. And guess what? The town got scared and fighting. And they told black folks, no, we don't. It's racist for Anderson to come in and not include everybody and everything. And so that ended that effort.
Sat in front of city officials who were about to grant him monies to start a whole black town and tells them that he plans to openly discriminate. He told them that. And what did they do after Claude told them that?
Games, man? Hey, I'm talking to somebody else. Hey! What the fuck is this?
They said, get out. I played that Claude clip a few times before. And I'll say now what I've said before. There's no way you can convince me that Claude didn't do that on purpose. No way you can tell me that a man such as he didn't know better than to tell city officials he's going to discriminate. But that's y'all. You barricade yourselves. You make sure that you don't get what you claim to want for black people. That's why you have no George Soros types. Where is your organizational skill of an Antifa? Out there delivering bricks to throw in, dropping off wood custom made to catch fire, and systematically breaking windows to grant people easy access. Where is your organizational skill of an Antifa? You don't know. Where are your groups that are an alternative to the NAACP or the Black Caucus or the Democrats or the Black Church that y'all complain about? Where are y'all alternatives to those things then? Why won't y'all produce for us? Well, the people won't listen to us. Well, again, why won't y'all speak the language? So whose fault is it that we won't listen to you? Yours. Y'all always know whose fault it is, but it's never y'all's fault. Y'all always rush to the front line to point people away from yourselves like the murderers who help search teams. Like this thing about reparations. Y'all keep saying Native Americans got reparations. And the government does break off, they do break Native Americans off some money and other things. Many different presidents make it a point to break them off. Y'all call that reparations. I don't, but y'all do. Question. How come that keeps happening on y'all's pro-black watch? Well, it's because the Democrats, hey, listen. I didn't ask you about the Democrats and nobody else. I asked you about y'all. They get stuff, but we don't. And on y'all's watch. Why? Well, it's because y'all are useless to us and you're up to no good anyway. You don't work for us, you work for Uncle Sam. Y'all don't get these things done on purpose. You don't speak our language on purpose. You don't achieve or produce nothing on purpose. Now this idiot savant thing. Y'all know all this stuff. The different factions of you black empowerment people. Collectively, you know everything. The universe crowd that can chart the stars. The astrology cloud. You know what's up there, but you can't get your stars in alignment down here. Idiot savants. Y'all on here decoding the hidden secrets of movies, music, and television, but you can't decode that language that the other people speak that gets our attention. Some of you even claim to be able to decode the hieroglyphs. But you can't speak our language that would move people in mass like the Democrats or the Black Lives Matter and these other people can. You're these historians. You know about DNA. You're health experts. You're financial experts. You claim to be able to communicate with the dead. The ancestors, you call them. And we're God's chosen people of the Bible. We're the Israelites, y'all say. And yet no Moses has risen among y'all to guide the people out of Egypt. Y'all have every know-how under the sun but produce nothing. And that's no coincidence. Something's up with that. I smell something rotten with that. Y'all always rushing to the front line to point out who's been neglecting us. Celebrities, politicians, and this, that, and the third not helping us. But it's never y'all. Like Brother Polite, about 2 weeks ago, put out this video with a mock war cry for gang members to rise up and help us against white supremacy. But I say, nah, nigga. Sell one of those luxury automobiles you got and start a black power army with it. Get out of one of those mansions you be in and use that bread to feed the army you started. Y'all always pointing out that it's been someone else's job to empower us. And all y'all's job is to point fingers at who's not doing their job.
I am 50% poison. Here it is. 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 Here it is.
But it's never y'all who are to blame. So there's been this question I hear people pretending they want to answer to. And the question is, where do we go from here? And first of all, I don't know what the fuck y'all mean by we. Who the hell is we and where do we go from here? We, coming from y'all, is like in the Constitution that wasn't really talking to everybody as we the people. They wasn't talking to everybody. So I don't know who we is. But I do know that the people ain't got no business going anywhere with y'all. Talking about where do we go from here? Nowhere with y'all.
You got all your bad boys, they fight and they curse. But Mr. Goody Two-Shoes will whip you worse. That's Mr. Two-Shoes, he got some new shoes. So Rob's ready to round the shoes and all the universe. He might be nice, sweet, good and kind, but he'll put his Converse shoes on and leave tire tracks on your behind. Nice shoes, KJ. See you later, okay?
Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some truth in it.
Don't. I'm sick. I can't. They can't. Come on now. Please. Please.
Straight teenagers.
Please, sir. They can't.
Teenagers.
They can't, sir.
Teenagers. Probably ain't even 16, 17. They're not even of age. Probably even 18. Probably ain't They're not even legal yet.
They kids. They kids. They kids, sir. Why you got a gun?
Exactly. You can just check them.
But
I'm not checking for myself, God.
But why you have a gun? They're kids, sir. They're kids. What they doing? What did they do? What did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? Sir, what did they do wrong? Please. They
What the hell is they gonna do to you? You sound fucking retarded.
This is too much. It's too much. It's they babies.
She really can't check nobody.
They babies.
She's not even supposed to check nobody.
They babies though. They babies though. Where their parents at? What's that? 9395. 9395. 9395.
Y'all got me fucked up. It's a cut through. It's a fucking cut through. Everybody go through this shit. It's a whole corner store right here.
This shit is fucking crazy. This shit is fucking crazy.
That shit's stupid.
This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. Why you had to have a gun out?
Every fucking day.
Why you had to have a gun out? They kids.
Bullshit.
They fucking kids.
I'm trying to make sure they okay. I know you understand the words that's coming out of our mouth. I know you know why we're here. We're not here to
fucking police show. Fucking police show.
We're not here for
I
you.
can't, yo.
Nothing to do with you. We here for them.
Can't, yo. They kids. They kids.
Why don't we ever see little white kids being held at gunpoint? Okay? Period. The Constitution was written for all Americans, okay? Except it only seems like you have to be a certain shade or a certain color to reap the benefits of it. Why are only people of color, young black boys, young black girls being gunned down at the hands of policemen and using excuses like BB guns, water guns? There are little white boys that got real rifles that go hunting every day, every week with their grandparents and parents. Week with their grandparents and parents. Week with their grandparents and parents. They aren't being held at gunpoint. So that's what we here for. Let's not mix words and pretend like we don't understand what we dealing with right here. All right? Let's not do that.
And it's important to note that this isn't an isolated incident, right? What we've been fighting for, and I think a lot of people, what we've been fighting for is not just about George Floyd, it's not just about Breonna Taylor, it's not just about Ahmaud Arbery or the situation that happened yesterday. It's really the system. That's why we've been advocating for these police departments to fix the problem, to fix the problem, to fix the problem.
All right, so let's get into it. You saw the video, the first video. I got that on Facebook. This young lady and a crowd of people almost, you know, yelling at the cops. She's in tears, asking why. They're just babies. This is babies. You know, I bet they're not even 15 years or 14 years old. Why don't you let them go? Why are you pointing a gun at them? And we're gonna oh, believe you me, we're gonna talk about why they had a gun pulled on them. Then you have T.I. and some other so-called activists coming way, he's in Atlanta, he goes way to Clayton to protest about a gun being pulled on these kids. And we're gonna talk about him coming up there and talking. And then I played 3 times where he talked about white kids go hunting with their parents and grandparents every weekend, and no guns ever pulled on them. And I played that 3 times. That part where he says parents go hunting with their parents and grandparents. We're gonna deal with that. And then we have something, I don't know her name, and I played that, a section of what she said 3 times. Fixing the fucking problem. She wants the police to fix the problem. We're going to deal with that little statement, because that's the heart of the fucking problem right there. She's right. The problem needs to be fixed. She's right. Yeah, there's a big fucking problem, needs to be fixed. We're going to talk about that. But first, let's watch the full video. I was going to do so. I think I'm going to save that for last. I'm going to save a special part that's really in the beginning. I'm going to save that for last, because I want you to see that last when I do my commentary on this next video. Let me see if I can make that happen. I'll be right back. Be right back. Be right back.
I can see that road now.
Right, I got them on Thomas. Hold traffic. Stop! All of y'all stop! Get your hands up! Up! Walk towards me! Get your hands up! You're gonna get hurt! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Now listen to me so you don't get hurt. Listen to me. Keep your hands up. Don't move. Don't move. Just relax. Nobody's hurt. Please, I don't want to hurt one of y'all. Ready, I'm out with the males at Thomas and Thomas Lane. Standing by. Young man, don't move! What just happened at the store, guys? Nothing. Relax.
You want to go ask him?
No.
We ain't nothing at the store. You just walked out.
Both. Why does the guy think one of y'all have a gun? Okay, then we good. We good. Don't move. Y'all gonna make me nervous. We chilling right now. Ready, I need a 73. I got a crowd forming on me. Relax, guys. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Hey, yo, back up. Back up. You ain't got nothing to do with this. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Guys, y'all know what's going on, right? So don't let this get y'all involved, all right? We've had a good conversation, all right? Don't pay no attention to the crowd. All right, y'all just relax. Y'all know why I'm here. I told you why I'm here, right? All right, so don't pay no attention to them. Relax. Don't pull up your pants. Remember, I'm here because one of y'all might have a gun. Don't pay no attention to the crowd. I'm not worried about them. Not worried about none of the crowd. I'm not Superman. I can't see through their clothes. So mind your business. No, you're not. not checking by myself, guys. I'm 1 against 5 because I'm being safe. I don't care. Just relax, guys. All right, turn around. Relax. Just making sure you don't have no guns. Relax, man. Relax. Turn around.
Yeah, for taking.
Relax. They doing too much because I wasn't on that time. Y'all know that. I wasn't on that time. Listen, I stopped y'all because of what's going on. We're going to walk back over here to the store, and we're going to go from there, guys, okay? All this that they're doing, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what we had going on. Nobody got disrespected. Nobody got hurt, right? All right, that's it. Let's walk back over there. All right. Now, this is why I'm here, guys. The clerk called, thought one of you had a gun, okay? That's where we're at. I got to get everybody's information because I had to pull my weapon out to stay safe. None of y'all got hurt, okay? Y'all understand what was happening, right? Nobody didn't misconstrue what was going on, right? All right? Y'all understand that, right? It's 5 of y'all, it's 1 of me. All right? Nobody got hurt. Y'all listen to me. That was great. All right? I don't want to die either, y'all. All right? There's a lot going on out here. Y'all listened. Nothing happened, right? Nobody got called out their name. Nobody got cursed out at. Nobody yelled at you. It got extra when everybody and their mother got involved. That's the problem with folks. They don't even know what's going on, but they throw in their 2 cents. You even say they being extra with it. I wasn't on that time with y'all. But I don't care if you're a kid, or old lady, or old man. I'm not dying. You feel where I'm coming from, guys? That's all I'm saying, okay? All right, so that's why I'm here. We all got that, right? All right, so were you guys just up here fighting, or did somebody act like they had a gun, or what's going on? No.
It looked like a 69. I don't know if it's real, but they tossing it up like it's a toy or something.
Guys, man, that's how you get hurt, y'all. That's how we get hurt.
I mean, if it's real, go ahead and put it. I mean,
I don't know. Where did you throw it, young man? Listen, you're not in trouble. You can get hurt. You shouldn't have BB guns. You're tossing it up. The guy calls. I pull up a minute later. All these people are not involved. They're not relevant to me. I got kids just like you. Don't be sorry. Did you get hurt? All right. You understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Where did you throw it at? All right. Let's go get it. Come on. You good, man? Relax, man. Just relax. I got to get all y'all info before y'all raise out, all right? Y'all want to call y'all folks and let them know what's going on? Go ahead and call them if you want, okay? Let me get my notepad. Young kids killed, man. They walk around. Look how this looks, y'all. This looks like a real gun. Ain't no butt still. That's the problem. This looks like a gun. Y'all pull this out, you're going to get shot, man. Come on, man. This looks more real than my gun. It's not good. See? Little kids carry guns sometimes, right, y'all? But did y'all get hurt? Did anybody get shot? We good. Y'all good. Don't carry this.
I think that the police should just go ahead and abandon the black community, especially in certain areas at this particular time, and then just let them see, or let us see, what would happen without the police, without any sort of police protection at all. You have multiple problems going on here. You just saw the video, the whole story. You saw the whole thing. Not what people reacted to, but what really fucking happened. I'm going to show you something else here in a minute, because I want you to see that. That's really important that you see that, because this is what started sparked this whole thing. Now, with all this shit going on with George Floyd and all these other, Breonna Taylor and all of this shit, you would think that if you're a parent and you have children, the first thing you would do is sit your fucking kids down and tell them, man, how to, you got to watch yourself out here in these fucking streets with these cops and other people. You can't be running around doing what the fuck you want to do. And what's the first thing these kids do? get a fucking BB gun and start waving it the fuck around. And that's why the police were called in. The cop doesn't know if it's a BB gun, a real gun, what it is. And T.I. talking this shit about, oh, white. Now here's what I just want to get back to T.I. That's why I played that part where he said parents, where they go with white kids, these kids go hunting with their parents and grandparents on the weekends and don't get guns pulled on them. Did that make any sense? No, the fuck it didn't. Where were these kids' parents or grandparents when they were tossing these fucking guns around? Maybe the cops wouldn't have been called if their parents or grandparents were out there, but they weren't. There's a gang of fucking kids tossing the gun around. But now let me go a little further on that T.I. piece. He said parents and grandparents. Which parents and grandparents? See, that's what he didn't specify that, because there's a particular segment of the parents and grandparents that do that type of thing. It's not their grandmother, it's not their mother that take them hunting on the weekends. It's their fathers and their grandfathers that take them hunting on the weekends. Take these white kids hunting on the weekends. That's why cops don't pull guns on them. That's another piece to this whole. I'll go to the part where that section part with the other after T.I. stopped talking, the other female, she started talking about fixing it. They want the police to fix it. And again, all the weight is put on the fucking police. None is put on the community at all. The community is completely blameless, innocent, and always right. And the police are always wrong. Who the fuck wants to work under those circumstances? Even if you, and listen, you hear that cop? You hear that cop cursing anybody out? Like he said, he was talking calmly. He pulled his gun because he didn't know he was told somebody had a gun. He even said it. He said exactly what I was going to say. He's not going to let somebody shoot him. He said he don't give a fuck if the young, old grandparent. What the fuck? He's not dying. He's not getting shot. Fuck you. And this is why you're gonna lose a lot of good cops in the so-called black community. You're gonna be left with a lot of assholes. And the situation's only gonna get worse. Because they're gonna be trigger happy, they're gonna be slap happy, and everything else. Out of control. Like the black community. Who the fuck? If you're a good cop, you just trying to do your job, you trying to keep everybody safe. And you got a crowd of fucking niggas running around. Man, they just babies. We don't know. They only bad the best. They ain't even 14 years old. You know how many motherfucking 10-year-old kids kill people every day? You know how many 9-year-old kids shoot people every fucking day? In gangs all across the country, 13, 14-year-old kids shoot motherfuckers every day? They're just babies. How fucking stupid do you sound? They're babies with a fucking gun. Did you know that part? Did you try to find? No, he was just pulling a gun because because he had nothing better else to do. I tell you, well, you know, like I said, just let the black community, certain portions, police yourself. Police yourself. And as far as fixing it goes, yeah, things need to be fixed. A whole lot of things need to be fixed. Ask yourself the question, why does this Indian, and that's who called him, have a store in the black community? Why do fucking Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Chinese, every fucking body have a store in the black community? We don't have shit. Why? It's everybody's fault but ours, right? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. And again, let's not talk about the fucking out of wedlock births where you got niggas with 14, 15, 13 fucking kids by 2 or 3 women, whatever the case may be. Let's not even talk about that. Yeah, that's a fucking problem. There's a lot of problems that need to be fixed on both sides. Sit down with your fucking kids. Don't be fucking tossing no motherfucking BB gun around no goddamn parking lot because you could get shot. No, nobody's gonna sit there and fuck around with you with no gun. And fuck what T.I.'s talking about. Then let him do it. Let him put a fucking badge on you and let him fuck around with somebody with a gun. Somebody waving a fucking gun around. That's the standard police procedure to protect yourself. Of course you're gonna protect yourself. And so, I mean, the video speaks for itself. You know, you saw the first video with the female. She was on Facebook and she did her portion of it. You know, talking shit, running her fucking mouth off about, you know, crying and like she breaking down in tears. Just abandon the whole black community for a while till they calm the fuck down and see how maybe things will work out. Because right now, if you a cop trying to do your job and trying to treat the community right, it doesn't matter. Niggas on some motherfucking what you call that shit, mob mentality bullshit about some fucking George Floyd or somebody else who was acting fucking stupid. He shouldn't have died, but he was still acting stupid. And he got caught up with a stupid fucking cop who wound up killing him. And again, not one, not two, but 3 squad cars it took to get him in the fucking, to try to get him in the car. Because he felt he was being wrong and started fucking acting like a fucking baby. I said I don't give a fuck. That's what it was. No, he shouldn't have died. No, he shouldn't have been killed. And sure, the cops should go to jail for the rest of his fucking life. Yes, he should. That's not gonna bring him back. Here's another case. These kids, one or two of these kids could have got shot if he'd pointed that gun in the direction of that cop. Just fucking around or whatever, just accidentally. No self-discipline, no self-control. Just like T.I. said, no fathers or grandparents and the grandfathers in the fucking household to teach the kids shit. Just a bunch of fucking bastard babies, and then they're single mother household. Gotta have a baby. Just gotta have a baby. For no particular reason. When they grow up and they're out of fucking control, everybody gotta fucking give them a pass and let you act a fucking asshole and get away with it. Bullshit. Fuck that. Yeah, things need to be fixed on both sides. And yes, you have a lot of asshole cops. Of course you do. And when you get an asshole cop and an asshole motherfucker, an asshole citizen, you get motherfuckers getting killed. Nobody wants to hear your fucking sob story. That's what the fuck it is. You got rights, yes, and you got responsibilities. To not walk around throwing fucking BB guns in the fucking air, but nobody knows it's a real gun or not. They want to talk about that. Oh, you want to talk about your fucking punk ass rights. What about your responsibilities? Do you have any at all? You're just an innocent victim all the way around. Bullshit. Before I close out, I want you to watch this last piece, because this tells the whole story. I mean, just completely out of control, out of your mind fucking behavior on the part of these fucking kids. They got one of them fucking shot. I didn't show the part about his mama, because his mama, well, she didn't know. Lord have mercy. It's gonna be a long, hot summer, y'all. It's gonna be a long, hot, and I believe a bloody fucking summer, y'all. Niggas ain't gonna be happy. Everybody's gotta change but us. We're perfect in every fucking way. We're just innocent little victims. And that's bullshit. You got a lot of out of control bastard fucking babies running around here just doing whatever they're taking their fucking mind. And as soon as somebody talks, that's what they act like a fucking baby, throwing a fucking tantrum. That's just how the fuck they act. No self-discipline, no self-control, nothing. And I know you could be doing nothing to get killed by a cop. You could be reaching, something could have slipped out of your hand, you reached and get shot. Anything. And yes, there are white cops that want to shoot you because you're black. How many? I don't know, but I know there's some. Not all. Some just want to fuck you up because they had a bad day. They want to fuck you up because the incident that happened last week with them, with some nigga cussed them out or called them a bitch or a faggot or something like that. And they didn't get a chance to beat their motherfucking ass, but now they got you and you kind of look like the motherfucker. Now they want to take out their frustrations on you. Yeah, you got cops like that out there like that. This is what I'm saying. If you want quality policing, then you gotta act like you deserve quality policing. If you want bullshit policing, when motherfuckers gonna fuck you up and shoot you on sight, shoot you as soon as you make a false move, then just keep with the bullshit. They out there yelling at this cop. Oh, they just baby, she crying or don't know what the fuck happened, have no idea what's going on. Nobody's gonna. He said it perfectly. No, I'm not gonna put my fucking life. You're not gonna kill me or shoot me. Fuck you. You gonna die before I do. I can't blame him one fuck. I wish I could show you this video. This dude went to a church to try to kill his girlfriend. Somebody spotted him and called the cops. He started running. And the cop said, stop, stop, stop. And it happened so fucking fast, man. He reached under his motherfucking coat and pulled out a piece. And I don't know if he did he get I don't know if he didn't get a chance, but the way he did that shit, you didn't even know he had a gun. And he was running away from the cop. And pulled out from under his coat and turned around while he was running and pointed the gun at the cop. And what happened? He got shot in his back. Out of control, out of your fucking mind, getting further and further away from any sense of fucking reality, any sense of community, any sense of any real anything. As long as you got an EBT card, you got McDonald's and fucking Wendy's on the corner, you have all the babies you want. Why not? Watch this last piece and you see why this cop acted the way he did. There was nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. After I do this, I want you to hear the police chief, because there were calls for this cop to be fired. That's why T.I. was there. They want him to be fired because he pulled his gun on his kid. Listen to what the police chief had to say, because the police chief gave the clearest and the most concise reason, most reasonable explanation that you ever want to hear a police chief give for the actions of one of his police officers in a situation like this. And then you can find out whether he was fired or not. But watch this last piece. Then I'll play the portion of the police chief at his press conference, dealing with this whole issue. Motherfuckers, T.I. and the rest of these motherfuckers protest. Now they protest him. They want this cop to be fired. Listen carefully what the police chief said. Because he said he did the right thing. He did the right thing. So, but watch this last piece, and you will see exactly why. Like I said, it's going to be a long, hot summer. It's going to be a deadly summer. A lot of motherfuckers going to get shot on both sides. You're going to see a lot more protesting and all the rest of that shit because niggas are not learning. They're not growing. We're not changing. We're staying stuck in some shit that we want people to respect your fucking degenerate, sick fucking lifestyle. Yeah, that's what the fuck it is. It makes no fucking sense. Yeah, it's just an endless cycle of fucking babies being born and motherfuckers. And when does that stop? When do you fix that? She's on something need to be fixed. Like I say, black community's gonna lose a lot of good cops, a lot of caring cops, because they don't want to go through the bullshit. They don't want to be accused and lose their fucking jobs and their badges and possibly go to jail for protecting themselves. Yeah, some situations are just that. It's not that they're trying to kill nobody, hurt nobody. They're trying to go home to their families. There's a lot of situations like that also. Or probably the majority of them are like that. But if that's what we want, that's what we're going to get. And you're going to get a lot more shootings, a lot more beatings, a lot more other shit going on, underhanded shit going on. Because you're not going to have any quality cops. You're going to have a bunch of fucking fuck-ups. Like the one that stepped on George Floyd's neck. And yeah, they're going to go to jail. They're going to lose their job. But whoever they kill is still going to be dead. It's not going to bring them back. So watch this fucking complete stupidity. I know they're kids. But I don't completely blame. I blame their parents, or should I say parent? Because I guarantee you, all of them probably live with their parent, who happens to be their mammy. All right? And this is why they're acting like this. This is why they're not going fishing on the weekend like T.I. say with their grandfather or father, which they should be doing. And they would. I guarantee they wouldn't be acting like this. Just completely ridiculous. Went in the store with the gun. Why? They want to be gangsters. They listen to rap music. They want to be Bloods and Crips and gangbangers. Yeah, they do. Bullshit. This is that rap shit. They're influenced by rap and thug life culture. And somebody's supposed to what? Just let you just do whatever? Man, you got to be out your fucking mind. You got to be completely stupid. But anyway, and yeah, of course, there's situations where people get legitimately killed for absolutely no fault of their own, doing nothing, and you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to make no fault, and you can still be killed by a cop or fucked up some kind of way if they catch you in the right place at the right time. Yes, those do happen, but this is not one of those cases for sure. So watch this. We'll play the police chief, and I'll come back to some other time. Check it out.
Clayton County 911. Where is the
Yes,
location
ma'am. I'm
of
calling
your
from the
emergency?
quick stop on Flint River Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 kids came inside my store. They're trying to steal and all that, but one of them had the gun.
Are they in there now?
No, 2 in the parking lot right now, and 2 just wear the gun and just went down the street.
Okay, are they like teenagers?
Yes, all teenagers, yes, ma'am.
How many?
5,
Black, white, Hispanic, or Asian?
all black, ma'am.
So are they on foot or are they in a vehicle?
No, they are in the foot, ma'am.
Can you tell me what they're wearing, especially the one with the gun, you know what he's wearing?
He's a small guy, light skin, wearing white kind of, because he just passed by my store, but he's...
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Kevin Roberts, Clayton County Police Department, and I appreciate you taking the time to meet with us here to provide some explanation as to the events that took place 2 days ago. About 2 days ago, on June 15 at about 7:15 p.m., our officers were dispatched to a possible person armed in the area of the 500 block of Flint River Road in Jonesboro in Clayton County. The dispatch call advised that the complainant saw subjects inside his store, 4 to 5 black males, one possibly displaying a firearm. Upon our initial officer's arrival, the subjects were gone. That complainant advised that the subjects who were inside the store had left via a path from the store down the backside. The officer, being familiar with the area, was able to leave the store. He actually made contact with the subjects that had been in the store, and knowing that they were armed or possibly armed, he exited his vehicle and pointed his weapon temporarily at these 4 teenagers, later determined, and held them in that capacity until a support unit could arrive for a pat down for weapons. When that support unit arrived, no weapon was found, and if you viewed our body camera footage on the Clayton County Police Department Facebook page, you will see that he escorted those young men back to the store, where video was provided to him by the store clerk indicating that they were in possession of what appeared to be a firearm in the parking lot of that business. Based on that video, he was able to discuss with those young men the whereabouts of the weapon. They led him to the weapon, which was retrieved in the wood line between where they were walking and the store's location. That weapon, of course, was later determined to be a BB gun that looked very realistic upon retrieval. After that interaction, if you review our body camera, the officer, considering the extreme circumstances, was very de-escalating in his approach to the young men. The external noise surrounding the interaction is what was so loud. And what I mean by that is citizens, out of concern, stopped. We have no problem with that. Citizens began to film. We have no problem with that. There's no law against that. But the citizens began to agitate the situation, possibly making these young men feel threatened. I believe the officer did an excellent job of talking to them and calming them and letting them know he didn't want anybody to get hurt. He wanted everybody to go home and to block out the external noise. And if you watch the video, he says, "No gun, we're good, guys. We're good." He escorts them to find that weapon, and a little bit later on in that video, he makes attempts to actually identify the parents and or guardians of these young men. He thought he made contact with them all. Apparently he did not. One of the young men, I believe, indicated that an uncle who had come for another juvenile actually took custody of that one, and the contact was not made with that young man's mother. With that being said, there's a lot of discussion right now about de-escalation techniques. I met with a group of individuals on these very steps yesterday. We had an extended conversation that we posted to our Facebook page, total transparency about the whole thing, and there was a discussion. There needs to be a continued discussion about police and citizen interaction. Make no mistakes about it, the Clayton County Police Department is very transparent in what we do. We're a part of this community. We don't hold a community hostage. And we listen to our community citizens, and we appreciate their input. The initial video that was submitted was, in my opinion, incomplete. And it did not provide total context to the interaction between the officer and the young men involved. The first tagline that I heard about was Clayton County police officer points a weapon at unarmed teens. I just explained to you how the call went out. It was dispatched as at least one person possibly armed. Further investigation did reveal that there was a BB gun that could be perceived as a weapon involved. So there's definitely legitimacy associated with the handling of the call by that police officer. I had meetings yesterday on these steps where folks made demands of me or they made demands of me to commit to things that we were not ready to commit to. What we are committed to is partnering with the citizens of Clayton County to ensure that we keep them safe. We're committed to discussion, and we're committed to partnership. And I'm always open to dialogue. And with that, I'll open the floor for questions.
After hearing concerns, Jim Fox 5, after hearing concerns from the residents, and would you have told the officer to do anything different than what he did?
No, I would not. If you watch the video and his interaction, considering the extreme circumstances and the crowd noise outside of his interaction with the young men, his tone was calm but instructive. His directions were clear. He let them know that he wanted everyone to get home safely, including himself. He told them not to listen to everything else that was going on. He said, no gun, we're all good. That's excellent considering the circumstances that he was dispatched to a call with a possible person armed and multiple subjects. I know the topic of discussion is about the ages involved. It is unfortunate that we're having a conversation about teens possibly being armed with weapons, but it happens. It happens a lot, unfortunately. And I totally understand. I have kids, I have grandkids. They will be teens. My kids have been teens. No one wants to see their teenage son or daughter looking down the barrel of a gun, and we as a community have to take steps to ensure that these type of things don't happen as often.
Tracy Spirit 11 Alive. Viewers responding to our story online have asked if the officer could have used a taser or pointed his gun down when he approached the teens. Was that an option in this case?
If they actually watched our body camera footage, you would notice that upon initial contact, his weapon was pointed at the juveniles. After they began to comply, he lowered his weapon to the low ready position and it was no longer pointed at the teens. And we have to talk about reasonableness as it comes to use of force. I was asked yesterday on the steps about using a taser to engage someone with a possible firearm. That's not a fair request. That's not a fair request at all. Not saying that we know these young men weren't armed, but he did not know. And to ask someone to use a taser when there's a possible firearm present puts you in a losing position already.
Chief Robin Kemp at the Clayton Press.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind explaining to people what the proper method of presentation of a weapon is when you encounter a suspect that may be armed?
He demonstrated it on that video. If you have reason to believe that the person you're engaging in a high-risk situation is armed, my weapon is either going to be on that subject or at the low ready, which this officer reduced to once he gained compliance from the teenagers.
Chief Charles with 11 Left.
Yes, sir.
What grade would you give this officer on de-escalating this best situation?
A+.
Why is that?
For all the reasons I just said. His presentation, his interaction with the young men involved, he blotted out everything around him. He gave clear directions. He encouraged them to blot out the crowd noise. And then at the end, when there was a determination that no weapon was found, they moved on through this investigation, and it appears that there's a teaching moment going on. It appears that this officer is speaking with these young men not in a way to demean them, disrespect them, but to educate them on the dangers of handling weapons or things that appear like real weapons.
Chief, if your son had been among those boys, would you have been satisfied with the officer's response?
I would have been satisfied with the officer's response, and me and my son would be having an engagement.
And you mentioned a conversation yesterday on the steps. Is anything else being done right now to build a relationship with the people who live in this area where this happened?
We're in constant engagement in Clayton County with our community. We've had responses from our citizens that echo that sentiment. This leadership team represents communication and partnership, and will continue that. Even on the steps of headquarters yesterday, I offered the opportunity for dialogue as demands were thrust upon me. So yes, we're always open to communication and dialogue.
Chief, what do you think bystander, if another situation like this should come up, what is your advice to the community who is seeing something like this happen? What would you tell them?
I always advocate for bystanders to be good witnesses, but to not interfere, especially if you're not totally aware of all the circumstances. And you always have the option of calling 911 to gain further information or to get a response from supervision out on the scene. But to agitate the situation can sometimes create a situation where things get worse very quickly. And I'm glad this didn't happen.
Chief, did you speak with any of the parents? Have they spoken to you?
I have not yet spoken with the parents, but during our dialogue yesterday out on the steps, I agreed to meet with these young men and their parents, and we have a citizen who was out on the steps that's going to coordinate that meeting. Most of the day was spent yesterday trying to compile the body camera footage for release to provide true context as to what actually went on in its entirety.
Chief, what do you think the